Hello and welcome to my channel. We are going to do a special Are You Thriving or Surviving reading for this Pisces moon, new moon in Pisces rather. So the purpose of this is just to take a look at what your energy blockages are to being able to bring in the kind of financial well-being that you need in order to feel the most secure, to feel the most comfortable, to feel the most content, because you can have a lot of material abundance and not feel content. All right. So that's something that I'm really, really going to try to focus on here today. Energy blockages and how to get to a space where you feel content with what you have from a place of abundance and being able to sustain. Okay. I feel like this is particularly important right now because just even for me, like I've been feeling so good lately. Like just very, very I feel a lot more grounded. I feel like I could kind of stretch out a bit and breathe and live in ways that I haven't really felt that comfortable with doing, over the past year or so, just because the energy didn't feel conducive to that. And the energy definitely feels conducive to that now. And like I have to catch myself because like I just want to go do stuff, which usually means you have to spend money and spend resources that, you may or may not have. In my case, like I need to still be budgeting and using this energy right now to kind of galvanize, to allow it to propel me forward into what it is that I see myself doing long term, as opposed to what just feels good in the moment because, all the planets are direct and we're just feeling like being released after being kind of contained for a long time. So these are, some stuff might pop through for me, but this is for the collective. So it's like whatever energies I pick up, I'm just going to do a number of spreads and see what all I get. I'll go for like an hour or so and then I'll timestamp it. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. All right. So on this first spread here, what I'm seeing is that one of your blockages is just the sense of being agitated and feeling very, perhaps maybe even judgmental about how you spend money or how other people spend their finances, just because there's just this general sense of being agitated about it. Like it upsets you. It could be that maybe you have funds or you have bills and things that need to be paid and you're not able to do that. And so just even talking about money puts you into an energy of being upset. And this is something that's blocking you from being content with what you have. Now, I feel like the story that you need to let go of to allow yourself to move into a more abundant flowing energy is the sense that you're not able to make things happen the way that you need to financially. Like you can never manifest the money that you need. You can never get enough resources to make things happen in your life the way that you want them to happen. To me, again, this is kind of tied with this energy of being agitated and upset about your finances and feeling as if you just don't have enough. It's because you can't get what you need. So what you can do to try to help yourself to break through these blockages is to be observant over what it is that you're thinking and how you're spending. All right. I feel like you need to be more mindful of what you are spending your resources on when you do have it, so that when you're in situations where you don't have enough or you feel like you can't get something that you want, it's not going to put you in this energy of being upset, like, oh, well, I can never get what I want, or I can never have this. Try to remember the times when you did have finances. Try to remember the times when you did have enough and what was the energy and the feeling of that. That's really important because money is just energy. That's why we call it currency. And so if you feel like you don't have enough, or you feel as if you don't have what you need, then you're going to perpetually be in that state. And it puts you into this whole energy and this outlook on life too. And so then in your actions and in your thoughts, you're going to walk around as a person who doesn't have enough. You're going to walk around as a person who feels as if things just don't work for you. And that's what's going to happen. I feel like this is important because if you're not able to do this, then you're going to always feel as if um, your ability to get what you want is always kind of like sneaking away from you. Like you just are never able to get what you want or do what you need to do because things kind of fall through. It kind of gets away from you, or you may even feel as if other people are stealing your opportunities, or people are blocking you, and so that's why you can never get enough and you can never have. So let's get an abundance card to get some advice. All right, so we have do the work. All right, it says it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a garden. So, this is saying that it's when you feel like this, try to think about an action that you can take to change your situation. And I don't feel like this means getting more money. I feel like this has to do more so with changing how you feel about what you do have. And because there's a lot of swords here, I feel like it also has to do with it's just your thoughts. It's how you process the energy that you put out and the energy that you receive in return. And so, all right, this is what I have for this first situation. So let's do another situation. Oops, two came out here. Okay. All right, so for this situation, I feel as if you are a person who is no longer stressing in this energy. It's like you're no longer stressing over things that you've lost. You're not, it's like you've just let it go. Like there's a lot of toxicity. There may have been some loss. Since this is talking about wealth and finances, it could have been investments or things that you had that went wrong. It could be employment situations, just anything to do with that. But there is some sense of loss. And I feel as if you're no longer looking at the issue. Now, this is showing up as a blockage that you need to let go of. And so usually when you see this, this would be a positive thing. But for me, this is kind of saying that there may be some stuff that's spilled in this cup that you need to be kind of upset about and that you need to feel some kind of concern over, mainly because this is blocking you from being able to maybe exercise good judgment in the future concerning finances. So that's what I'm kind of getting here. Now, the story that you need to let go of here with the temperance and the strength in reverse is, I think it's trying to balance out situations where you don't feel empowered. I feel like this is saying that you're trying to balance out emotionally and kind of take the high road in situations where you are being treated as if you were a weak person or you're being made to be weaker. And I feel very strongly that this is speaking to some type of financial manipulation, possibly. All right. So the energy that you're needing to take on that you can actually develop and nurture to kind of help you with this is this King of Swords in reverse. So with this King of Swords in reverse, to me, this is kind of like, this is the evil man card for me. So when I see this, this is kind of telling me that you need to be able to recognize this energy. When someone is being callous, when someone is being very logically minded about how they interact with you or how they deal with you, how they do business with you, because this is an individual who is not going to be very concerned about your feelings or emotions. It's all business. And, they could take from you and have you in a situation where you're getting like the bad side of a deal and go on about their business. Okay. Um, to me, this is saying that you need to be more um, agitated by this when it comes to your finances. Just not so that you can just be in a state of agitation or stress, but so that you can take appropriate action when somebody is in your environment and they are taking from you. And not just say, oh, we'll see la vie, I lost it. I can't do anything about it. Like in some situations that could be helpful, but I feel like in this one, it's not. So possible outcome with this, with this Knight of Swords in reverse, this is an energy where it could be you coming in very brashly, being very upset, and kind of letting people know how you feel about them taking advantage of you and your finances. Once you kind of allow yourself to kind of come back and be aware and sensitive to when your boundaries are being crossed and you're being taken advantage of here. Okay. So let's get an abundance card for you. All right. Pay yourself first. Okay. It says, make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time that you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and in your future. So this kind of speaks to the idea that if you're in some type of business arrangement or deal or whatever the case, an arrangement, a contract, you need to make sure that you are being paid and that you're not getting the bad side of a deal here, because it can end up with you becoming more aggressive and, perhaps in a way that you may not like to show up. Because if this was upright, I feel like this would be someone who's coming in and letting someone know, hey, you can't take you can't take advantage of me in this way. And you're just coming in and letting people know. When you come in like this is more like rushed, heady. You're just, cutting people down and letting them know like, hey, it's not okay for you to, take all of this, but it's more aggressive. And I don't feel like that's the energy that you want to be in. Okay. So let's do another spread. Oops, you got two here. Okay. All right. So here, it looks like the blockage for your finances here has to do with, you maybe being very cautious about what you put your money towards. And being in an energy where you don't like trust people, you're not warm and welcoming when it comes to that. So, I feel as if it's almost like not, I don't want to say stingy, a stingy energy, but it's kind of like being in a state where you're just very watchful of what you have and you're just you don't give a lot to others. And so I feel like this could have to do with, being charitable. This could be a blockage for you because you could have your finances perfectly fine. And this could just all about being more open to sharing with others. With this Page of Swords here, I feel like this is coming from, well-intentioned, trying to be a good steward of what you have. However, with this King of Cups in reverse, this is kind of it could be emotionally empty or it could be emotionally manipulative about it. I feel like the story that you need to let go of here is this Wheel of Fortune. This to me has to do with trying to get a little bit more, taking what you have, but like taking a chance to try to get more. This makes me even think of the show Wheel of Fortune, where people would take a risk to see if they could get more. Um, and then they could like buy letters, buy a vow, all that stuff, I think was what it was. And you could just spin that wheel and see what you could get. And to me, this is kind of speaking to not being in an energy of trying to always get more and then block other people off and not really want to share with them. Um, because I feel like that's blocking your flow. Now, what you can work on in order to release this block and move into a more abundant energy here is with the world in reverse. It's not feeling as if you are complete and you have everything that you need. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive because usually in this kind of reading, you're trying to help people feel as if you have everything that you need. You don't need to have more or come from a space of greed or a space of trying to chase after resources and chase after finances. This to me is speaking to the fact that you're kind of not sharing and being charitable with others. And so because you feel like you have everything that you need, but what you want to do is you're kind of maybe trying to protect a fortune or get more with that fortune. And the reason for this is that it leads to an energy of a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And to me, this is about family inheritance. This is about building up a legacy, leaving a legacy behind, leaving something for others to also sustain themselves with. And the energy here seems to be coming from a space of trying to not do that, kind of, be very watchful to make sure that nobody comes in to get what it is that you have, because, what are their intentions and what are they trying to get? Or people are always asking for money. And I feel like at some level that is important because you don't want to be a person who's just giving out everything that you have willy-nilly without being aware of the impact that that's going to have on you energetically and otherwise. But this is saying that it's also not good to take the extreme of being so blocked off that you don't allow that energy to flow and feed other things that can also become fruitful. And you get an energetic return, which may or may not come back to you financially, but certainly it will come back in the form of feeling abundant and feeling as if you're in an energy that will allow you to grow and help you find more of this fortune that you're spinning wheels for to try to get. It could be investments, it could be businesses, it can be, whatever it is that you do. But this to me is saying that when you sow seeds into the lives of others in ways that help support and sustain them so that they can grow and be abundant, then that energy is going to cycle around and come back to you once it goes out into the field and becomes fruitful, and that energetic return will come back to you in that way. So let's get a card here. All right, we have detox your friendships. Okay, so just right off the bat, if one of the reasons why you feel as if you have to be very blocked and not connecting with others is because you have toxic people around you, then this is speaking to your need to be maybe take stock of your energetic connections, because that can impact you as well, and detox them. All right, it says your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. All right. So sometimes too, we take on the energy of the people that we are around. So you could be around other people who are like this. Maybe they don't share, or they're not generous, or they're not supportive. You could be also getting advice from people that are telling you to do this. And as a result, it could be hindering your family relationships. It could be hindering your ability to make meaningful connections with others, where you could have a nice reciprocation of energy with these people. Okay. Underneath the deck here, I want to show that I've got a little bit of confusion here. So, I feel like you might have maybe a lot of different people asking you to help them with different things, and you don't know what's worth it and what's not. Maybe you've been burned in the past, but maybe that's saying to take stock of your connections and find people that you do resonate with, and that people that are energetically aligned with you, so that you can connect in that way. All right, let's do another. We'll take it up right. Okay. All right. So this here looks like it's a marriage situation. Okay. Okay. So I feel that what's kind of blocking you here is it's a King of Wands situation. So this is a person, this could be a spouse, a male spouse, that could be hindering your funds. It could be budgeting issues. It could be not being on the same page about finances. There is something going on where this is concerned. Okay. The story that you need to let go of right now for your finances and this situation, is the Hierophant. So I feel like this is like a certain order. I'm also picking up like established beliefs about marriage and how finances are supposed to go. Okay, because I feel like very strongly what I'm getting here, is this is a masculine energy, could be feminine, as a feminine person with masculine energy, who is in charge of your finances and who is more than likely using their role within a socially accepted space to not allow you to have funds the way that you're supposed to, or the way that is probably fair to you. Because what you need to work on here to help break through some of this is the foundation of your union, as well as what that means as far as how you receive resources within this. So if you can, perhaps, I don't know if it's something where you might need to go to counseling, perhaps, if you can get your partner to do that, to go to counseling or get a third party, a financial advisor or something involved that can help you to kind of talk about what your beliefs are and how they may or may not line up, how you may or may not be able to, maybe compromise on a few things so that you can have a little bit more access to finances. So this outcome energy here, the Two of Swords in reverse and the King of Pentacles, this is speaking to not making a very difficult decision about someone who is abusing finances. So to me, a King of Pentacles is someone who has power because of the resources that they have, but they don't use it appropriately. Okay. So, and this could be with this Hermit here, this could be kind of like a secret thing. It's not something that people know about. It's just behind closed doors. So what I have here for your advice is to do the work. And it says that it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you're being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. So I feel as if for this situation, as a family and as a couple, you're going to have to do the work to try to get on the same page, find out what the holdups are and why you're not able to have access to finances, and come up with a way to maybe prioritize the things that you need and what you would like to have access to and what your partner needs and would like to have access to, so that you can kind of create the financial environment that's going to suit both of you. Because if you're not receiving and you're the partner that's currently not receiving and the other partner is kind of hoarding and holding on to everything, even though it seems as if that person has all the power and control and they're doing all of that. They're not happy either, because to be in that kind of constricting energy, you have to be coming from a state of feeling like you don't have control, or feeling like there's scarcity, feeling like there's not enough. And so that's what would lend somebody to being in that kind of energy. So perhaps this discussion can help to put you in a space where you can both feel abundant, feel as if there's flow, that there's trust, and that energy is transferred. It's going to affect your finances, it's going to go towards or affect how that currency flows throughout your household. And so I feel like that would be a huge blockage that would be lifted if you could, in fact, do that. All right, let's do another. Okay. Okay. All right, so what you are needing to let go of here in this situation, the thing that's affecting your finances is that you appear to be happy. So we've got the 10 of cups here. All right, this is the happy family, happy home life. You have everything that you need, everything that you possibly want. At least from people looking outside, they would see this. This is the 4 kids, or not 4 kids, 2.5 kids, the picket fence, the whatever it is. And you would see this and you would think that this is all that you want. You've got the partner that you want, it could be the marriage that you want, all of that. But this is blocking you, because I feel as if you actually, what I'm picking up is that what I see is that you want to have this. I feel like you have this. People might be looking at you on the outside as having this, but you're not seeing it this way. So you want more. You want to have this idealized version of what it means to be happy. And so this is the story that you're telling yourself, is that you're looking back to see, how much money have I stored up? How much wealth do I have? Do I have enough to sustain this? Do I have enough for, how much money have I stored up, basically, to support this idea of being extremely happy? Feeling as if you have all of your cups filled and everything is just lined up perfectly. Now, realistically, this rarely happens together. It can, but for many people, you don't have both at the same time. What happens is that people take stock of what they have, and they usually are grateful for what they have, and they make do, and they find their happiness not just in meeting this checklist of things that you're supposed to have in order to feel abundant, but they just feel abundant with what they already have because they're grateful for what they have. And so with this card being something that you can let go of, a story that you're telling yourself that could be hindering you, it's constantly checking your bank account, checking your savings, checking your, whatever it is, and judging your sense of accomplishments off of that. Now, what you can develop here to kind of help you feel more balanced in this regard is to allow things to grow, allow things to develop over time, and to be appreciative, basically, of like what you have. Okay. And not like just wait for it to be at this like abundant whatever level that people say that you need, however much money you need to have in order to be in this energy, and then just allow yourself to be in this energy. All right. And with the outcome here with the Tower, I feel like this would be a dramatic shift in your energy. It would completely shift your paradigm about what it means to be happy. And you might find that you have way more than what you ever allowed yourself to realize that you already have. I feel as if there could be some decisions and things that you're doing as well in order to sustain this kind of experience, all right, that you would change if you allowed yourself to feel okay with what you have. You would make a change maybe in the type of, hours that you are doing, or maybe what you're spending your funds on. It could even be the people that are around you. Okay, what kind of support groups do you have? Do you have friends and community that are all about, um, what is it, like, get the bag culture, where you're always having to hustle, 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 get more, work 2 jobs, have 3 side jobs, all these different things to try to maintain the image of being in this. I am also picking up, it could be this sense of needing to prove that you're worthy to be in this energy because you already are here. And, there could be people around you who, maybe they had to work very, very hard. Maybe they had to get lots and lots and lots of jobs and lots of different streams of income to get that, and they're still not happy. And so you might be judging yourself and saying, hey, um, why should I be happy with just this? The sky's the limit. I should get more and more and more. But I'm picking up that, it might be a good time to kind of stop taking actions because they're not leading you in a direction that's going to be sustainable or lead to a sense of feeling abundant, because you can spin your wheels and spin your wheels and never fully get to where it is that you're trying to get to. Okay, let's get an oracle card. All right, yeah. Clean energy food. So this is also speaking to increasing your energy levels, your vibration, and how raising your vibration changes your levels of opportunities that you have available. It also changes the types of relationships that you attract in. So it says, when you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. So if you can, you can also actually take stock of your actual diet, but I feel like this is speaking towards like your community or people that are supporting you or people that are cheering you on to be in this, dream life energy that you might already be in, So, all right, let's do another spread. Excuse me, I'm gonna get something to drink here. My throat is so dry. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That fell on the floor, but I'm going to take it. All right. Okay, so I feel like what is blocking you right now is this sense of feeling as if you have too many things to choose from, too many things to spend money on, but you're not quite sure what you should spend on, how you should budget your funds. I feel like this is like material things that you may or may not actually need, because the story that you're needing to let go of, that you're telling yourself about this, is that you're not able to manifest what it is that you actually need. And I feel as if this is because you have too many options, or you feel like there's so much out there that you're not sure what you need. And so you're going to keep on buying and trying to attain and get more stuff and have more materiality and all these things that you actually are going to be hindered by. All right. Because you're wasting your funds is what I'm seeing here. What you can work on here to help unblock yourself is this 10 of Cups energy. And with this, it's speaking to being grateful and happy with family life. I feel like it's focusing on people and not things. Getting your emotional well-being and your sense of rootedness from being together with people that you care about and that care about you, and having strong community connections as opposed to putting it into things. So I feel like if you shift your energy, or in other words, shift what you are spending your fiat currency on from things and consumption of items to investing in people, investing in relationships, this will allow you to open up your energy here. All right. And then in the future, what you have here is coming out of a sense of being in lack or being kind of out in the cold or kind of going without. Okay. Because in the upright here, this is kind of like a person that's poor, like they don't have a home, they don't have anything. And this is scarcity to me. I feel like this is speaking to a sense of feeling as if you don't have enough, feeling as if, you know, the only way you can feel as if you have something is to continue to get something. But when you put your energy or your currency or your money into that kind of thing, you're going to constantly lose it because it's not going to return energy back to you. You're just constantly using energy, but never getting anything back because the things can't return that energy to you outside of what you're able to use it for. Okay. So with the Seven of Wands here, this is speaking also, this is underneath the deck here. It's speaking to not being able, or actually it's speaking to the fact that you are defending yourself against the actions of others. So to me, it's not just the actions. I feel like it's the desires or the whims of others coming at you. And in this context, I feel like it's more so like marketing, because this is very much about like consumerism and you needing to be able to focus on what you want to put your energy into instead of allowing other people to come in and tell you what you're supposed to put your energy into and how you're supposed to spend your money. Okay, see that as like the world here. It's like all the desires and the whims and the agenda of the world coming up at you, and you're standing here trying to defend what's most important to you. And so I feel like it's important to know what is actually most important to you. And here it's advising that you should make your interpersonal relationships your priority. So we have dreams of abundance for your advice. It says, as you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. So I feel as if this is saying that when you figure out what is your actual goal or the things that you care about the most, put your energy into that. Allow that to kind of be your guiding light, as opposed to allowing, marketing and things to tell you what that should be. And then you're just spinning your wheels and putting your energy into things that are not going to actually serve you. Okay. Because this is what's going to lead you to abundance, is listening to these small little ticks of insight that allow you to follow this unfolding path that takes you from one thing to the next, and it leads you into abundance because you're in the flow of energies that are connected to life source, as opposed to being connected with energies that are going to drain. Okay. All right. So let's do another. Oh, my sinuses are acting up. Incense I've got going here. It's usually pretty good, but It's stopping me up for some reason. Okay. Again, at the end of this, I will put timestamps for each of these situations. Whoop. Okay. Right. That's too many. We won't take that. Okay. All right. Okay, so in this situation, it appears that what you need to let go of that's blocking you, this energy, is this energy of I feel like this is allowing others to get into your mind and perhaps convince you to do things that kind of take energy away from you. Okay, with this in the upright, this person is sneaking away with swords. So it's speaking to, I feel like ideas. I'm picking up, it could be like people coming to you with ideas about how you should spend your funds, which kind of ends up not working out because they're bad investments. It could be, maybe someone, I'm thinking pyramid schemes and what is that? The multi-level marketing. And no offense to anybody who does that, but I'm just picking up that it's because it's usually family members that market to each other with those things. You start off like that and then you kind of branch out because it's like a network within a network within a network. So you could have people who are coming to you and kind of using your family connection or your close connection to get you to invest in things or spend money on things that you wouldn't normally do. This could also be you partaking in these types of models to get money and maybe making investments and having to put money up front so that you can get in under somebody else. And then it not quite working out. And you end up losing more than what you put in, maybe not just financially, but energetically because of the time that you put into it that wasn't actually returned to you. Okay. So what you have to, the story that you're telling yourself here is, I feel that, maybe it was good judgment or that it's something that you were being called to do. But I feel as if not just because it's a family member or somebody has a really good spiel that they give you. What's it called? The elevator pitch. Just because somebody has a really good elevator pitch, it does not mean that this is something that is going to actually work. And when they pull on your strings because it's family and they want you to help them because you're trying to get their business going and it's going to help them, I know it sounds bad, but you know how they say when you help small businesses, you're helping to pay for, ballet classes and this and that. That is important and it's so true. But also you need to make sure that you have money to pay for ballet classes and things like that. And if whatever spare money you have is going towards financing other people's side hustles, and then you don't have anything to show for the cash that you have that you can spend. I don't know the term for that, but then it's not probably a good deal for you. All right. What you can work on to help yourself get out of this energy is making a decision to not sometimes not give your resources to people just because it's family or friends, or be the person that's financing other people's legacies and inheritances and things that they're passing on if you in fact don't have enough for yourself. Okay, because I feel like that's what this is about. I don't think this is about a person that has it and they're trying to be generous and, trying to pay it forward and helping someone out. I feel like this is a person who does not have it and who is trying to help someone out because maybe you wish that somebody would help you out. And that's actually a really good question to ask is, would this person help me if I was in a similar situation? Or better yet, even you can ask and say, hey, the last time that I was in a situation and I asked this person if they would help me out, did they actually help me out? And I'm not saying to be petty and to not be a do-gooder or not be charitable and not be generous, but I am saying to be mindful of the energy transfer that's happening because again, money is currency and it's flowing from person to person. It's just a way of showing an energetic exchange that you're having. And if you have a person who's coming to you and they're asking you for finances or they're asking you to invest in them, but they don't return that, if you're on the other end of that, then that's a blocked flow. And you're basically telling the energy field that, oh, I want more of this, or I want to give to others, but I don't want people to give to me, because that's the pattern that you're setting. In the future here, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. This to me is this could be finding creative ways to work and to create resources. All right. In abundance. Or it could also be like not working on something. Okay. And in the context of this, I feel like this is you perhaps, I feel like not trying to build up other people's wealth for them, because realistically that's what some of the multi-level marketing is. It's you're building up wealth for other people by participating, by putting in your money, and it just becomes a snowball. And depending on where you are in the totem pole of that, because no, there's like all these different pentacles here, and like here you are adding your bit to it. If it was an upright, you'd be adding your pentacle that you're working on really hard to collect, and you're kind of here at the bottom. There's one over here, but you're going to add yours. But look at all these that are stacked up, and what you get is closer. Maybe this one down here is what you get, and this other person is going to get all these. Not a bad thing, but if you in fact need these resources, you do better to invest in yourself, or invest in maybe even other opportunities that are going to give you a better return. It could be as simple as that. All right. And at the bottom of the deck here, strength. Okay. I feel like it takes some strength to be able to say no. Sometimes that's what you have to do. So let's get an angel. Okay. Okay. It is safe for you to receive. Okay. All right. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources that you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. So again, this is speaking to the need to allow others to bless you and to give to you, because when you do that, then it allows you to have more resources to give. Okay, so it could be that, again, that you may not have these resources to give, but you're trying to be that person that doesn't say no. You want to see other people make it and do well, but it may not be reciprocated. This could also be rooted in a belief that you have that you don't deserve to receive, or that you shouldn't get something because you're not worthy. It could be feelings of unworthiness that are causing that issue. Okay. All right, so let's do another. Okay. All right. And if you see this, I do actually keep these cards because they have their own little meanings for me. So, okay. So, I feel like what you are needing to let go of is this sense of like not connecting with yourself and then thereby allowing yourself to kind of vibrate to more low vibrational pursuits that are not um, truly allowing your highest aspect of yourself to kind of speak through. Okay. So where this pertains to finances, I feel like you're disconnected, like you're not quite connected to your highest source. Okay. You could be more connected with your materiality or other energies that are not quite the best, most fruitful energy for you. Now, it could be because doing so is allowing you to pursue a position of authority, a position of financial abundance. But with all of this red and like the energy here, what's really coming out to me, I'm feeling like with these iron shoes, this kind of speaks to me of like combativeness, aggressiveness, taking something and kind of, this is aggressively going after finances in a way that's more kind of cutthroat, but it's a way that I would say used to be respected more as the only way to go after currency. Um, I feel as if you are perhaps going after building up finances in a way that you may not feel comfortable with, that you may not feel is the most I won't say moral, but it's not the most in alignment with who you are. You may feel like you have to be in this energy in order to be successful, but this is saying that if you want to increase your flow of abundance and your feeling of wealth, again, remember this doesn't have anything to do with how much money you actually have, but more so the energy that you have around it. Okay. I'm also hearing with this that Kanye West song, "No One Man Should Have All That Power." The clock's ticking. I just count the hours. So it's like, this man. If you look at his eyes, I don't know if you can see that. They look kind of shifty, like he's looking to see, who's trying to come get my stuff. Because when you're in that kind of a system and you're moving in that way, it's like you have to be concerned about who's going to come knock you off. Well, I don't want to say knock you off. I hope that's not what it is. Oh, Lord. Ooh. You have to be concerned about who's going to try to take you off your throne and try to take your place, because there's only so many spaces like this that people can sit in. And if this is the only way that you could be abundant, everyone can't be the boss. Everyone can't be the one that's in charge and controlling and dominating, because who would be dominated over, So it's the sense of always feeling like you have to be the most dominant in order to maintain something. So what you can do here in order to free up this energy here, what you can work on with this Four of Cups here, I think, is the sense of looking at what you don't have and not accepting opportunities to be truly grateful and have enough for what you need. So with these Three Cups here, I'm really picking up this person needing to kind of ground themselves in what's actually important for their lives in that moment, not just off of what other people say that you need, but like, what do you actually need when you're not needing to prove your mental, physical, whatever prowess to others, and be grateful for all of this that's coming to you from, source, Gaia, God, whatever you call it. You have what you need. It's being given to you. You don't have to be in this energy to get it, which is really not comfortable. This man looks very uncomfortable. And also, like, I'm seeing this ball here. Like, this also reminds me of, what is this? It's like someone has to sit with like an iron ball. Because I was saying iron shoes. Like, this is all like Mars energy to me so much. But this is like where a person has to sit and hold the iron ball. And then if they drop it, then, they have to focus and hold on to it or something. And it's like you can't even move. Like, you have to sit there and hold this and, don't drop the ball. Literally, don't drop the ball is what I'm saying here. So instead of living like that, you can have your stuff divinely shifted to you and, brought to you. And you don't have to fight and look over your shoulder and, wait for somebody to come take you off your throne. And, you have what you need, but you have to ground yourself into a space where you allow that to happen and you allow yourself to receive it. Okay. I feel like this, with these 3 cups, I'm also thinking of the 3 of Cups, where it's about community and people celebrating and being happy because they're a part of a group. So this could be getting the appreciation and the applause and credit from people for having. And I think I actually saw that somewhere where there was a study that said, if a person had to choose between whether or not they wanted to be paid like $1 million or $2 million for salary, and be a janitor. Okay. And like, there's nothing wrong with being a janitor, but just for the sake of this illustration, for illustrative purposes, if you had to be a janitor and you were getting paid $1 million, or let's say $2 million, or if you got to be the CEO of a billion-dollar company and get paid $50,000 a year, what would you rather do? And there were many people, and I feel like it may have been the majority. I'm not sure. I'd have to check, but actually, I'm not going to check, but somebody could check. It was like the majority of people, I believe, wanted to be the CEO of this company and get paid $50,000 as opposed to getting paid $1 million or $2 million to clean the toilets, because it was all about sitting in this energy and being seen by people and having the control. Is about control and power. So I feel like that says a lot about energy and finances and money too, that, it's not so much about how much you have to spend. It's about the energy that you receive from it. And that means to me that means more to us, that we can intuitively pick that up. Like, we know that means something and it matters enough to where we would rather have the power than to have the currency. We just associate the power with currency because, currently people that are in those kinds of positions that are dominant and, kind of lording over others are given lots of money. But it would be interesting to know that if they were not given that money, would they still want to do it? And it sounds like that would be the case still. So we're kind of rewarding a personality style. Okay. So with the outcome energy here, we have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So to me, this is saying to be mindful and observant over the actions that you're taking, being aware of how it impacts your environment, how your words and your actions come together to impact others, particularly if you're having to be in this energy of being shifty-eyed and kind of looking to see who's coming over your shoulder. Lots of red here, lots of Mars energy for me, which is what? Mars, the god of war, I believe. And yeah, underneath this, the deck here is speaking about being able to give money out. It could be that you like being in a position to where you control where the money goes to. And so that's what this could be saying too, is be aware that if you're in these kind of positions, be mindful of how you are, what kind of energy you're putting out. Because what the finances that you have and how you receive it is also putting energy out. Okay. The way you get it is also what you're going to get back. So, like, you can be in this energy of taking, forcing it to be given to you, or the energy of receiving and having what you need. Okay, let's get an oracle card here. And then we'll do one more spread to go on because I've been here for about an hour. It says, take a divinely guided chance. So, all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So, this to me is saying that you need to take a chance and perhaps allow these 3 cups that you are currently holding on to, which may not be fulfilling you, which might be giving you stress, which might be feeding more of your ego, but not quite so much of your heart and your sense of peace and contentedness. And allow yourself to let go of what makes you feel the most comfortable, which is sitting in a position of power that is perhaps very stressful for you. And allow yourself to create the room for new opportunities and new things to open up for you. Because, you know, it might be new. It'll be a totally different environment, totally different way of doing things. But I'm picking up that overall, it would give you a lot more peace, which will allow your energy to flow more freely and return back to you in the form of currency, fiat currency. All right, one more spread. Ooh, okay. Okay. All right. So it looks as if what you need to work on or let go of is a feeling of being disempowered by your financial situation. You may have like a lot of obstacles or things that come up all the time, and you feel like you're not able to overcome them because you're like always kind of running behind the curve. Like you take care of one thing and then something else comes up. You take care of another thing and then something else comes up, financially speaking. So what the story is that you're telling yourself about this is that there is like a sense of injustice that's taking place, and that you always have to kind of watch your back and be guarding yourself against some kind of unfair situation that's going to take place, which is putting you into a space of feeling disempowered, like you're not able to have what you need. All right. What you can work on to open up this energy and not be so blocked with it is to, I feel like, be aware of the need to kind of go after something else, leaving what you have behind to go after more, is what I'm seeing here. I feel like there's just this energy of like not, perhaps just not managing what you have very well and feeling disempowered. I feel as if like there's a sense of not telling yourself the truth here, because I've got the moon. This is the outcome, this moon energy. And for me, this is like not being in alignment with yourself and telling yourself the truth that, you know, you do have enough. You need to be more mindful of how you're using the resources that you have, how you're spending it, and not constantly be on the move to get the next best, newest thing. I hear like keeping up with the Joneses, perhaps, so that you don't feel disempowered when you can't do that. And then when things steamroll because you've already put what you have into spaces and places that are not really serving you, then when priorities do come up and you don't have enough, feeling cheated because you're putting this resource into things that you don't quite need, and then you can't take care of what you do need, and then feeling like it's not fair. But I feel like what might be feeling the most unfair for you is the sense that you don't feel as if you're able to have the things that you would like to have. And that if you had to just spend on your priorities, you would have nothing left for what it is that you want, which we'll do an oracle card to get some advice about that and see what we can find. What comes up at the bottom of the deck here, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. So again, this is coming out of manipulation, perhaps deception. And I feel like this is self-deception. Okay. Again, like on another reading I did earlier, this could even be like manipulation by the media or marketing that makes you feel like you need to have stuff so that when you can't get it, and you feel like you're not participating at some level with that, you feel like it's not fair. And you feel disempowered because you only have enough to pay for what you need, but that's the most important thing. And it's kind of shifting your sense of your paradigm about what's important and what makes you happy, what gives you a sense of fulfillment, where you get your sense of peace from your environment and knowing that you have what you need, because that does matter. You know, people feel different when they have what they need versus when they don't. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay. We have release jealousy. It says jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. Okay, so I'm picking up that there's 2 sides to this here. I'm hearing that this could be speaking to the need to prioritize what you can and can't get because you may not have the finances for it, but also it's speaking to a sense of feeling frustrated and upset that you don't have something that somebody else has, and that could be blocking you as well and causing you to always want more because you see what other people have and it makes you not feel grateful for what you have, or not be able to feel gratitude, which will put you into a cycle of lack. And that energy of feeling like you don't have is going to make you act in ways that are going to affirm that and make that even more. So it could be as simple as, oh, I feel like I should have this or I don't have that. So when you're in that space, you're going to go out and then you're going to try to go get that, even if you don't have it. And it's going to put you even further back and even further behind. You see how that works? So, all right. So let me do one more card because that was a little rough. I don't want to end on that one. Let's see. All right, there we go. Visualize abundance in all forms. It says, God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. So that's really good too, because it's saying you can create whatever you believe. So if it's lack and you don't have enough, then that's what you're going to create. And if you believe that you have everything that you need and you're grateful for it, you'll have even more gratitude, and you'll, ironically, I know it sounds backwards, but you'll get more stuff because your energy is not going to come from a space of trying to fill a hole with things that are not going to fill it, because it doesn't have any substance to it. And you'll start to attract in things that will support your feeling of abundance as opposed to supporting your feeling of not having enough and being left behind. Okay. Or FOMO. Okay. All right. So that's my reading for this Pisces new moon, thriving or surviving. Let's I'll do a timestamp and I'll put all of this in the description box so that you can see all of the different situations. And I'll see you on the full moon. Bye-bye.